Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. You see, delighting ourselves in the Lord is having joy or taking joy and pleasure in doing His will. And Proverbs 16:9 says, a man's heart deviseth his ways, but the Lord directeth his steps. You know, sometimes we might think in our heart that we are doing what is right or we are living a life pleasing unto God. But this is not what it is, because the Lord weighs our heart, and the things that which is good, he allows it to remain, and the things that which is bad, He purges it or gets rid of it. And doing God's will is something that I delight in, or I take delight in doing God's will, and my bread is to do His will. I remember that John the Baptist talked about Jesus, but he also said that He must decrease for Him to increase, and I ought to draw men to God and teach them the way of living a righteous and holy life, and even to instruct them on the path that they should walk, because we know that this narrow path is something set apart, and even remain for us to remain holy and do what God has called us to do His will. And our purpose is within His will. So where we find our purpose is in God, where we find our strengths is in God. And I just want you guys to be encouraged by this. And as we go today, or even for the rest of this week, we ought to delight ourselves in the Lord, and even remain in His presence, or draw near to Him and seek His face daily. Is something that I take to heart. Even worshiping and just being in His presence is something that is very dear, or I hold close to me, because is what brings me joy and brings me pleasure. So guys, delight yourself in the Lord always. Even rejoice always. Love you guys, and take care.